Hi. So as you can see, I'm sick. I still haven't found a job, and worst of all, I'm still hooked on scrolling reels on Instagram. Not only have I not progressed at all, I honestly think I'm worse than I was 3 weeks ago. This miserably sorry state that I'm in has left me pondering in melancholy. You know, melancholy is a typical Portuguese feeling. We even have a unique word for it, saudade. But that's just one of the many interesting facts about us. For example, one interesting fact is that Portuguese women have mustaches. Furry, curly mustaches. I still find them attractive, of course. They're beautiful to me. Other than that, our genetics predispose me to have brown hair, a hairy chest, to chew on my fingernails, and whenever the game is on TV, I have a very strong urge to beat my wife. I never do it, of course, because she's manlier and tougher than me. Just like any other old Portuguese guy, there's one thing that I just don't get. What's the deal with expats? When you think about it, expats are just like any other immigrant. They're like the premium version. They can skip to the next song on their Spotify playlists. Except Spotify isn't even fancy enough for them. They listen to Apple Music or even Bandcamp. Some of them go full hipster and buy stacks of vinyl records. They listen to it on their special music rooms that they have in their minimalist apartments. The other day I was eavesdropping on a passerby, you know? He said something along the lines of listening to his favorite records on his nice apartment with good acoustics and an extra room that he can listen to music in. Meanwhile, Mr. Habib from Martim Luís lives in a 2-bedroom apartment with 18 other Indian guys that all work in his restaurant, and he could really use that extra room because he just bought 5 new cars and those Ubers aren't gonna drive themselves. You can't deny that this city offers a magical contrast of lifestyles. But I find it fascinating to mingle with the expat guys. Up until like 5 years ago, I used to think of rich foreigners like a type of unicorn that you find in the summer when you go to the beach. Their pale skin is usually burned red under the sun, like a lobster. They're bald all over, except for the exquisite fur on their potbelly. Mythical creatures, I used to think to myself. But now, an expat is just the guy that collects my rent every month. So you can understand that as I've grown in proximity to them, the mysticism has kind of vanished over time. I came from a fishing town down south of the river. In the old days, people used to be either fishermen or seamstresses. But with the high inflow of expats coming in, driving up our housing prices, those old jobs just can't earn you a living anymore. So many of us townspeople have turned into questionable careers, like real estate agents or performative artists. You know, I myself am trying to turn a new page here with this YouTube gimmick that I'm trying. So feel free to laugh at my jokes. You're essentially laughing at my people's misery. But hey, you can bash expats all you want for inflating our economy. One thing they won't do is steal our women. Now in all seriousness, I do have a Portuguese girlfriend. And she was very hard to seduce. You know, Portuguese women are very uptight and introverted. And I'm really insecure when some random Johnny expat takes a good long look at her. Because again, it took me a lot to seduce this woman. But it was all worthwhile because once you get to twirl that mustache of hers... Woo!